Your dog may forget the spilled water bowl, the toy you hid last week, or the day you came home late. But there are moments they'll carry for life, quiet snapshots of love carved deep into their heart. Science calls them episodic memories, flashes of feeling that never fade. And here's what most owners never realize. Every small gesture, every word, every ritual becomes a thread in the story your dog is writing about you. Some threads fray and vanish, but others, the ones woven with love, patience, and trust, stay forever. In this video, we'll uncover the 10 acts of love your dog secretly hopes to receive, the ones that build not just a bond but a legacy. The kind of love they'll carry with them long after their muzzle turns silver. Because to your dog, love isn't something you say. It's something you do every single day. Act 1. The secret touch that says you're mine. Have you ever wondered why your dog leans in when your hand drifts near their face? Not the top of the head, not the quick pat behind the ear, but that soft patch between the eye and the ear where warmth meets trust. To you, it's just fur. To them, it's the doorway, back to their very first memory of safety. Long before they ever knew you, this was the spot their mother would gently groom, whispering through touch, "You're safe. You're mine." When your fingers move there in slow, gentle circles, you're not just petting your dog, you're waking up an ancient memory written deep into their heart. Their body releases oxytocin, the chemical of love and calm. Their breath slows, their eyes soften. In that moment, their whole body says, "I trust you." Science shows this touch even releases subtle pheromones, marking you in their mind as family. It's their way of writing your name in their emotional diary, a page that never fades. So the next time you reach for your dog, find that hidden spot. Move slowly. Breathe softly. Let your hand say, what words never could. You are safe, you are loved, you are mine. And yet, even the most loving touch can't replace the sound of your voice. Because the next act of love lives in the words they hear every single day. Act 2. The words that shape their world. Your dog doesn't remember every treat you've given them or every toy you bought. What they carry in their heart are the words that wrap around them every single day. A simple good boy, a quiet your home, or even the gentle way you sigh their name. Those sounds paint the colors of their world. Scientists have discovered that dogs raised in homes filled with calm human voices develop richer brain activity in the areas that process speech. Your words literally grow new pathways in their mind roots of understanding that deepen with every sentence. But silence is a drought. Dogs who live in quiet homes start to pull away. They stop trying to speak back, stop believing communication matters. It's like watching a light slowly dim. And here's something most owners never realize. Baby talk, that high squeaky tone, doesn't soothe them. To a dog it sounds like distress, the cry of a frightened puppy. What they crave is your real voice, steady, warm, and honest. The one you use with a trusted friend. Talk to them about your day. Complain about traffic. Describe the rain outside your window. They don't need the words to understand, they feel the heartbeat hidden inside them. Because to your dog, your voice is home. And if words can shape their peace, imagine what your mornings mean to them. Because the next act of love begins before the world even wakes. Act 3. The morning ritual that anchors their heart. Before the coffee brews, before the sun fully stretches across the sky, your dog is already awake, watching, waiting. Between 5 and 7 in the morning, something ancient stirs inside them. In the wild, this was the hour of survival. A quiet roll call after the long, vulnerable night. Even now in your warm, safe home, that instinct never left. So they pad softly to your bedside, their nose nudging the sheets, tail thumping gently on the floor. They're not impatient. They're checking on their world on you. In their language, that moment asks only one question. Are we still together? Are you still here? And here's the truth. Few people know the way you respond in those first 10 seconds can shape their entire day. A sleepy smile, a quiet morning buddy, a hand stretching toward them, that's all it takes. Their body relaxes. Their appetite returns, and the rhythm of their day falls into harmony. But when you roll over, ignore them, and pretend to sleep, something inside them falters. The ritual begins to fade. They stop asking, And one morning, the silence you wanted becomes real. So tomorrow, when that soft nudge wakes you, remember you're not just starting your day, you're anchoring theirs. And if mornings can write peace into their heart, then what about the moments when love means knowing when to stop? Because the next act of love begins in the quiet language of respect. Act 4. Respecting the hidden signal. Every dog has a breaking point, but most owners never see it. You think you're showing love with every pat, every stroke down their back, every playful scratch behind the ear. But love has a line, and dogs draw it in whispers, not in shouts. Watch closely. A quick flick of the tail, a ripple under the fur. Ears turn back, eyes widen. Weight shifts. These are not quirks. They're quiet signals, a polite way of saying, "That's enough." Because your dog loves you, they won't growl or bite. They'll just absorb it. Each ignored signal becomes what scientists call a stress debt. Small doses of tension that build up day after day until one day it spills over into fear, hiding, or sickness. But something beautiful happens when you notice that signal and stop. In that moment, their brain releases a calming chemical called GABA, the body's own signal of trust. You've just told them, "I hear you. You're safe." That moment rewires their world. Most dogs spend a lifetime with people who never give them that gift love that respects their limits. Don't be one of them. Listen with your eyes. Pause when they ask you to. Because the safest love is the love that knows when to stop. And if respect can heal their trust, imagine what happens when you have to walk away, not forever, but just for a while. That's where the next act of love begins. Act 5. How you leave and the promise you make. There's a moment every dog dreads, and it begins long before the door closes. The jingle of your keys, the zip of a bag, the sound of shoes brushing the floor. To you, it's routine. To them, it's thunder, rolling in a storm they can't escape. Their heartbeat races, their body tenses. They already know what's coming. You're leaving. And in their mind, the same silent fear returns. What if you don't come back? Here's the sad truth. Most owners make this moment harder than it has to be. Some slip out quietly thinking, disappearing will soften the pain. Others kneel down, crying long goodbyes that only make the fear grow stronger. Both carve the same wound, a goodbye that becomes a scar. But it doesn't have to be this way. Behaviorists have found something simple, almost magical. Dogs don't need silence or sadness, they need a ritual. A tiny promise they can hold on to until you return. It could be a single phrase spoken in the same calm tone every time. A special treat left in the same corner. A toy that only appears when you walk out the door. These little anchors tell them, "You'll be okay. I always come back." Dogs who have this ritual wait, calmly eat normally and rest easier. Their world doesn't collapse because you've given them something to trust. So the next time you leave, don't vanish. Don't overdo it. Just keep your ritual, speak your promise, and walk away with peace. Because love isn't only about how you stay, it's also about how you leave. And if leaving with love can bring them peace, imagine what your quiet presence can do when they're sick and afraid. That's the next act of love. Act 6. The silent vigil that heals. When sickness comes, most owners rush to fix it. Medicine vet, visit soft beds, and yes, all of that matters. But what your dog needs most in those quiet, fragile moments isn't medicine. It's you. Not your hands fussing. Not your voice asking, "Are you okay?" Just your steady, silent presence like a lighthouse in the storm. Dogs carry the memory of their ancestors. Pack animals who watched over each other when one was weak. An injured wolf would lie close enough to be seen, far enough not to burden the group. That instinct still lives in your dog. When they're sick, they don't want to be smothered, they just want to know you're near. Studies show that when a dog rests beside their human, their immune system literally strengthens. Stress hormones drop, and their body produces antibodies that speed up recovery. Your stillness becomes medicine. So when your dog is hurting, you don't need to do more. You need to be more present. Sit with them. Let them hear your breath. Let your silence say you're not alone. Because the quiet you share in sickness is the same peace they'll remember when the world begins to fade. And that leads to the most sacred act of all, the final words they wait their whole life to hear. Act 7. The final words. They wait. A lifetime to hear. Every dog knows when their time is running out long before you admit it, Their steps slow, their eyes soften, and the air between you grows heavy. They're not confused. They're waiting. Not for more time, but for permission. When you lean close and whisper, "You've been so good. You are loved. It's okay to rest." Now something changes. Their breathing steadies. Their body loosens. Fear gives way to peace. Your voice, the sound they've trusted since their first day, becomes the bridge that carries them home. Without those words, they may hold on in pain, afraid that letting go will break your heart. But with them, they finally understand we're okay, even if I go first. That's the last act of love your dog will ever need, the moment when your courage becomes their comfort. And when that final breath leaves their body, the story you wrote together remains unbreakable, unforgotten. But love doesn't end there. Because what you gave in their final hour should also fill every day you still have through joy, laughter, and life. That's where the next act begins. Act 8. The joy you share. Through play. To your dog, play isn't just fun, it's love in motion. Every toss of a ball, every chase around the yard, every silly moment you laugh together, it tells them, "I see you. I choose you." In the wild, play kept the pack united. It taught trust, communication, and balance. For your dog, it still does. It releases endorphins, builds confidence, and turns your bond into pure joy. So when your dog brings you a toy, even at the wrong time, don't push them away. You're not just turning down a game, you're turning down a love language. You don't need hours. Even 10 minutes of play, done with full attention, tells them they matter. Because to them, laughter is proof that life is still good. And when the play ends and the day grows quiet, there's another act of love waiting, one that begins when the lights go out. Act 9. The comfort of sleeping. Close in the wild, dogs slept pressed together, fur to fur, heartbeat to heartbeat. It wasn't just warmth, it was survival. It was trust. When your dog curls beside you or even sleeps at your feet, it's their way of saying, "You are my pack. I feel safe here." That closeness releases serotonin and lowers stress for both of you. It deepens the invisible thread that ties your lives together. You don't have to share a bed if it's not your style, but let them sleep near you in the same room, within reach of your scent, your breath, your heartbeat, because that's where peace lives for them. And when morning comes again, they wake not just rested, but reassured. Because to your dog, love is measured not in distance, but in nearness. And that closeness carries into every part of their life, especially the one thing dogs crave more than anything else: stability. Act 10. The power of routine. Love in every repetition. Dogs don't tell time by clocks, they tell it by you. By the sound of your footsteps, the rhythm of your mornings, the pattern of your return. Routine isn't boring to them, it's comfort. It's proof that their world is safe. When you feed them at the same hour, walk the same path, or say goodnight in the same gentle tone you're giving them, something no toy can replace: predictability. It tells their nervous system, nothing bad is coming. You're safe. Chaos confuses them, but consistency builds peace. Every repeated act, every meal, every walk, every word becomes a silent promise. I'm here. I'll always come back. Because in the end, love isn't just in the big gestures. It's in the patterns that never break. The touch, the words, the mornings, the respect, the promise, the quiet, the laughter, the closeness, the routine, all woven together into one story your dog will carry until their last heartbeat. And when you look back someday, you'll realize those weren't just acts of love. They were the language your dog always understood best. When you look back someday, it won't be the toys or the treats you remember. It'll be the moments, the touch on their cheek that rewired their trust, the words that shaped their peace, the mornings that anchored their heart. Love in the eyes of a dog is never grand or loud. It's the small things repeated faithfully that whisper, "You are mine and I am yours." So give them these 10 quiet acts of love again and again and again, because each one becomes a page in the story your dog will carry until their last heartbeat. Don't wait until the story ends to realize what it meant. Start today. Touch softer. Speak kinder. Stay present. And above all, love them the way they already love you. If this touched your heart, subscribe and stay close. Because in the next video, we'll explore how dogs show their loyalty in ways words could never capture. Until then, hold your dog a little closer tonight.